Hi guys, I'm Makenzie Wrightstone. I am from the Harrisburg area, but currently reside in the Westchester area of Pennsylvania. I have marched Redland High School, West Shore School District. I've continued marching with Westchester University's marching band, Santa Clara Vanguard, the Reading Buccaneers, and a few more to name. And we're going to get started and go into the shot with Chris Marr. I can't wait.
Hi everybody, it's Chris Marr. I'm so excited to have Makenzie Wrightstone here and look at some of her photos over her illustrious color guard career. I met Makenzie through her parents, who are good friends of mine. They're both officials with the Tournament of Bands, and I've known them for many, many years, and they would point Makenzie out on the floor to me or on the field and make sure I got her shot. So let's go inside the shot with Makenzie. Okay, so this is Makenzie while she was in high school with Redland High School. I'm not sure if I knew who she was when I took that photo, but I was going through photos and saw that one and thought, yeah, that was her. So Makenzie, can you talk about the program at Redland and how that kind of got you started on the path that you're on in the color guard world?
Yeah, so I actually had a very interesting experience with color guard and being introduced to it. My dad actually started the color guard program at Redland High School, and I was never pressured to do it. It's just it was around my life, and my parents were like, if you want to do it, you can, but you're not forced to do it. So I did other sports too, but that photo really stuck out to me because that was taken at Westchester University, and that was right before I knew I wanted to go to Westchester. So it's kind of cool to look back at it and see the growth I've had as a performer, both in high school all the way up to now my graduating year this year with Westchester.
Okay. Yeah, Redland, I didn't see very often. You're out, a little further west than I usually get, but they were at the Pennsylvania State Championships for U.S. bands that year, and so that's where I caught you. So that's great. So let's take a look at our next photo. Okay, so this was from Buccaneers 2016. What I remember about that was the beginning of the show, and everybody lifted you up. You were the top there. Was the week before that was championships. That photo was taken. But the week before at the Reading show, your dad came over to me and said, "Mackenzie's the one they lift up at the beginning. Make sure you get that shot." So at championships, I was extra careful to make sure that I got that shot. So. Talk a little bit about the Buccaneers and what it was like to be in that particular show.
I love the Buccaneers. I started marching in 2013. I was 14 going on 15, so I grew up kind of with the Buccaneers. And it's so funny that my dad, he was so proud that he asked you to get that photo too. He's like, guess what I did? Guess what I did? I was like, oh no, what did you do kind of thing. But I'm so happy you got that photo. That year especially was a very interesting year for the Bucks. We were very connected that year, both members through the color guard, through the brass, percussion. I don't know, there was some kind of click that we just all had. And we also went through a lot too, because that season, right around the end of it, that last show, we lost a member, which I think brought us closer, tragically, but it still kind of made us all extremely close going through that experience. And a lot of people look at that season and question how it went, but no matter how the end game was, we actually had probably one of the best performances at finals. I remember the staff up in the top box, crying during the ballad just because of how beautiful it was. So it was truly an honor to march that season, especially for the Bucks.
Okay. Yeah, I forget that was the year that you had lost that member, and that was really was a very emotional time, particularly at your home show. I remember that quite well. So. All right, well, let's take a look at what we have next. All right, so this is a photo from 2018 Santa Clara Vanguard. You won a championship with this one, which, having been with the Buccaneers, probably was old hat for you, but certainly very exciting for the Vanguard organization, and I'm sure every member that was part of it. I remember, trying to find you a lot on the field that year. Wasn't always easy, but I knew where you started, and that was that cube on that side. That was near the beginning of the show when I got that shot there. So, talk a little bit about the. You had 2 years in Vanguard, so if you want to talk about both of them, you can do that, and what it was like competing at that level and touring for a summer.
Yeah, so Vanguard was always my dream corps, and I always like wanted to go there. I remember looking at Allentown with my parents when we watched them every year, and I think it was like 2013, 2014-ish. I like looked at my parents, I said, I want to go there. And I didn't really think when I said that I'd actually do it or even make it, because of just the caliber that they're at and the stamina they have and just overall the grace that they have as a member. So it was truly a dream just to even march in 2018. So when we got to finals week in 18, I don't think even thinking about like, oh yeah, like we are possibly gonna medal, not even medal, get first place. So like, I think I was still in shock that I was just marching with them, that like, that didn't hit me at all. But that both 18 and 19 were remarkable seasons, and hopefully they'll have more seasons coming up in the future once things start to get back to normal safely. But I don't know, 2018 was so unique to us, especially because we never really looked at scores. We never really thought about like, okay, we need to do this to beat somebody. We only thought about, okay, what can we do to better ourselves from the last version we were yesterday? And we actually used a book called The Positive Energy Bus, which we almost hyped the entire season. And if anyone ever wants to read it, it's a great read. It's just about taking all the negative stuff in your life and making it positive no matter what. And we did that throughout tour. And like 18 was a little rough because like halfway through tour, we lost our food truck. And like for most corps, like that could have been like an end game for them. And like, even for us, we're like, how do we get food all of a sudden? We're heading into Texas tour, which is like the crazy part of tour, and we have no food truck. But like, we were thankful that like we kept a positive attitude, and then our admin, staff, volunteers, and people like helped us out. Even other corps helped us out. So it was really cool to see how everyone like rallied no matter what to help each other. And even going into 19, like we've helped out other corps for anything, and it just shows how amazing that community is.
Yeah, I think anybody who's been around DCI for a while has a food truck breakdown story, and how everybody will just kind of rally to your assistance no matter what the competitive thing is happening on the field, off the field. It's family, so that's great. All right, so we have one more photo to take a look at. All right, so in 2019, you had the opportunity to march with Amp, and it was a very, very exciting and visually just amazing show with the vampire theme there. And so, I remember just the look on your face at that point in that photo, and wanting to do something special with it. And so I did a little composite thing with it to try to just bring out and enhance, what that photo was, how that photo was speaking. But talk a little bit about what it was like to perform in that show. With so many just incredible performers. It's a who's who of who's in color guard in this area of the country that participated in that show. What was it like to be part of that particular show?
It was really fun. Like, I don't think I'd ever thought that I'd perform a show about vampires and someone tell me you're going to go put fake teeth in your mouth with denture glue and call it a day. But like, it was so unique and so cool, and to bring the staff's like ideas to life, portraying vampires, which like, especially in a World Guard, someone like that could be easy, like very cheesy, but we pulled it off so well that like, it was shocking to like be able to do that. And then the fact that we were able to just see how like the audience reacted. We were so nervous when we first came. We were like, how is someone going to react to a vampire show? Like, it could go one way or another, but to hear like how the audience respected it, the judges, and just overall everyone in the community respected it, it was so cool. This, the member wise, it was so much fun. Like we were such a great like team. I felt like we all got along. We'd always do like funny stuff, and the coffins being like part of our props was probably the worst idea, because we'd take naps in them. Like people would lock each other in them. Like we'd play around with the coffins, but we'd always have fun. And with the members and the staff too, they'd always find ways to make us better, but also being real with us and knowing that like how to go about it, not necessarily again like Vanguard, not looking at the scores, just looking at trying to be the better self of us. And we always kind of went through that, even going up through WGI championships and all. And like that season, the season before was their first time ever in a world placement, and to them be able to be making world finals again for the second year was crazy. And then to the fact that we made it past top 10 was like a dream come true just for the organization itself. And it was truly an honor to be with them.
Well, I'm glad you were able to have that experience, and certainly all of the experiences that you've had along your way. What's ahead for you in your color guard journey?
Yeah, so currently I'm teaching a local color guard in this area. I'm hoping that I'll make it back to the floor. I took a year off from 2019 because I actually had double hip surgery to recover from that. So I'm going to graduate, get my dance minor and my education degree, continue teaching color guard in the area, and then hopefully when things get back to normal and my life starts to settle down, I can hopefully make a return either onto the field with Reading Buccaneers or back onto an indoor floor with hopefully Amp or another world organization. I just want to thank Chris so much for giving me this opportunity to talk and sit down with him. I also want to thank him so much for just giving me and so many other performers opportunities to reflect on pictures that have been taken both locally and around the country, as you've been able to go to California, Washington. Thank you so much. Continue doing what you're doing, because you're giving so many of us so many things to look past even after we're done marching. Thank you so much for all joining us. And this was Inside the Shot with Chris Marr. Have a great day.